Hello and welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings, the Let's Play Blind with Neo Rambler. Now with new and improved headset microphone adjustments. Well, basically I'm going back to basics. So, I used to use the headset back in the past, so to be fair to you all, you should be used to it if you've watched my older videos. It's going to be like this for some time. But, you know, I've got to know Audacity a little bit better, so maybe, hopefully, if there's any sort of heavy breathing or, I don't know, other bits and bobs, I'll try and edit it out where I can. But, yeah, ultimately, yeah, back to basics. But anyway, I was originally going to upload this video without any commentary. I just thought, sod it, I'll just put it on as it is and move on to the next video. But I've decided to try and do some post commentary on this video because it's quite an important video, this, in terms of the story of this game. We get to know Lorem a bit more and finish his story off. But then there's a bit of a revelation again, and then something doesn't make sense, and then we get to know Remy a bit more, and yeah, we're going to see what happens with that. So it's a long video. This is at least an hour long, and I won't be able to keep up with all of the text box stuff going on because I don't know half of it. I can't remember. Well, I do know half of it. I know quite a bit of it. But the point being is A, I'm trying to adjust myself back to using a headset, so forgive me if this sounds terrible. And B, you know, obviously I make stops here and there, you know, in the video because I was saying something off topic or going off screen and all that. And you know, it is what it is. But anyway, we'll do what we can. So yeah, apologies for the slight turbulence. Like, you know, oh, what's he talking about? His commentary is making no real sense with the video. I'll do my best. I'm not going to try and imitate or replicate. That's the word. What I did last night. We're just going to have to make do and ab-lib. So here we go. After a night of turbulent dreams, my consciousness returned to the shores of the waking world. And then obviously I stopped here to ramble about something important, or well, it was important to me anyway. God knows what it was. I think I was recapping the story at this point. So yeah. Anyway, we're going to bring Lorem to the fireworks. We all know how this goes. We've done this several times already, but it's time to go. I still have Ixum and Sphere. I could give it to Lorem when I meet them. You get an option to take it or leave it. And I was like, huh? So, what do I do? Go on past Neo. What did you do? Do you take it? Do you leave it? Don't leave us in suspense. Come on. He takes it. There you go. That's the right thing to do. So I took the sphere and put it in one of my pockets before I headed out to meet Lorem. Yes. I mean, why would you leave it anyway? Why would the game give you that option? It just didn't make sense back at the time. I don't know. So I'm saving the game here in case anything goes wrong, because obviously we want the good ending for Lorem. There's going to be a lot of this in the video, and yeah, I think I commented it's been a whole month, or just over a month even, since the last video we did, so not so good. But anyway, now we are, after a few minutes of walking, we meet Lorem, and we're right. This will be much better than mingling with the crowd, so I could do without all the extra noise and screaming, which is very good. Not that I don't really mind people screaming and making extra noise. At the end of the day, people are happy. What am I going to do? So what are we going to do now? As I just said, we're going to wait. Oh, I also brought Ixum's Sphere. Maybe it can finally find its way home. Oh, great. Would you mind holding on to it, though? I don't really have a bag or anything to put it in right now. That's a very good point. I took the sphere with me, with the stand. I didn't even think to bring it in a bag. I mean, how careless and how stupid am I for doing that? So obviously I get to keep it, because I didn't bring a bag, because Neo Ramble is, and myself is very courteous. So yeah, and then I pause it here again for some reason, obviously rambling about something else, and God knows what it was, can't remember. I think it's starting, look! We were quiet as we waited in the stillness of the night enveloped us. Soon I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way into the night sky, after which it exploded in a pattern of colours. More rockets followed, their thunderous noise echoing throughout the land. So I think it's like the 5th time or the 4th time we've seen these fireworks now. They are very nice, you know. I mean, obviously our character doesn't always remember everything. Suddenly a terrible realization hit me. I've done this 4 times before, and this video once before, and I'm having to do it again, and everything's out of sync, and hopefully everything's recording well today. That'd be very nice. Of course, past Neo has obviously had something else as a realization. Now here we go. Considering how public of event this is, and how I was told multiple times that everyone would be watching the fireworks, now would be the best time for Reza to do anything he planned to do. Not only was the village basically deserted, but the sounds of fireworks would also overshadow any gunshots, giving him as much security as he would ever have. As the portal had been repaired by the mysterious person I met, now was the perfect time for Reza to make his getaway, and I was the only one who knew. Lorem, I think we need to go now. What's going on? I know where Reza is. Really? We need to stop him. We? What do you think I can do? He's twice as big as I am, and let's not forget about his weapon. Yeah, but I have a weapon. I can try to hold him off. You go and get help. I'll bluff him with my empty gun. Wait a minute, give me the sphere. Okay, there you go. I watched as Lorem took the sphere from my hands and slid his fingers over its interface in a peculiar way. After a few seconds they were done, the sphere was back in my hands. It might not help you much, but if something goes wrong, just throw it at him. Okay, cool. Where is he anyway? The underground building. Let's go. So obviously we send Lorem to go off and get help. And actually I remember something I did comment on at this point. We actually told Sebastian to go watch the fireworks, so he actually survives. I arrived at the portal just a few minutes later. I couldn't help but be glad that it was still turned off. It didn't appear to be used recently, but I met Reza was still here somewhere. I looked around thinking about where he could be or whether it was worth waiting for him here when I saw something at the corner of my eye. There was a suitcase leaning against the portal. When I opened it to check on its contents, I was surprised to find a few eggs inside. I had no doubt this was Reza's doing. I think I questioned whether we actually put the eggs back at the hatchery or not last time, I can't remember, but apparently he had broken into the hatchery again, stashing the eggs here, but he hadn't used the portal just yet. Why? So I think we did, and then he broke in and got it, as it says there, so it's erroneous really, he's got the eggs. Given that he hadn't left yet, he clearly still had unfinished business in the area. The underground building, the administrator told me about all the prowess of the generators within. It probably hadn't been hard for Reza to guess the same, or to try stealing them from a place he knew would be even more deserted than the rest of the village was right now. Apparently. He also didn't have far to go from the portal. All things considered, it was the only option that made sense to me. I could have waited for Reza here, but in the end I decided it would be better to meet him underground. If there was going to be a confrontation, I was sure I'd have the advantage in a more crowded space. Even in the darkness, it was easy for me to spot the site where they had unearthed the building's entry. It was in a roped-off area as I'd seen from afar before. Yes, apparently going into a smaller, cramped underground area gives you combat advantage. That is not true, by the way, people. Unless you are one with gun, in which case, fair enough. I would comment on this, but I realised that we've done this millions of times before, so we're going to start skipping through the text here. So yeah, here we go, yeah, because we've seen this scene before 1,000 times already. The only thing that changes is when the Rem turns up, so obviously I think I slow things down at that point. But yeah, I mean... What I was commenting on, I remembered actually, was this point as to I keep being told, or I keep remembering that, and I could be wrong by the way. Oh, here we go. Maverick and Lorem appeared next to me, so we got Maverick back again. You planned this, didn't you, near Ramble? Yes, I did. Traitor! I am so. He pulled out his gun, not sure which one of us he'd be aiming at. Just let me go, and I'll forget this ever happened. No. You got 6 bullets for 3 people. Do you think you can really do that, Reza? Do you really think it's worth risking your lives for? I think I remember saying, yeah, he's got 6 bullets against 3 people. That's good odds. I would use those 6 bullets against 3 people if I was in Reza's position. He talks about risking his life, generator building from his time. Yes, because the administrator told us this was all built in the past, or something like that, where they were doing stuff. Then the administrator comes out the shadows. And then, you know... That was a really stupid thing. I always don't understand why the administrator did that. Just get shot once. I mean, if the administrator knows what's going on, surely she'd wear bulletproof armor or by now. Because the amount of times that she's died from this is like the 2nd or 3rd time she's died now. It's ridiculous. So Maverick goes for the kill, gets shot and gunned down. And then Lorem gets shot as well, which is bad. So there you go. And Lorem is possibly dead. Well, I thought I'd got the bad ending at this point. We might still do. First look, though, was going to miss, but the sphere just his path flew straight towards him. This is the point where he threw the sphere at him, and it has this weird homingness about it now. So the sphere sort of goes towards it, and then he lost his balance, stumbles backwards. As he got up and saw the barrel of his gun was now bent out of shape. When he realised this, he bolted towards the exit. I tried to stop him, but he hit me in the face with the gun's blunt end and ran past me. So even Reza in this moment is still pretty smart. It took a few seconds to compose himself and ran after him. So yeah, we threw the sphere at him, and it sort of... as you might have saw in the text, it homes in on him and smashed him in the face and broke his gun. Ran to the console, entered a few commands. Reza turned around and saw me. What are you doing? Reza walked off the platform, but I quickly ran around the console and threw my weight against him just in time for the portal to start teleporting us. So yeah, a bit different this time. So yeah, at the end of the story, we and Reza get teleported away. Which is bizarre. Lorem lived to tell the police what had transpired in the underground building, so Lorem survived, which is very good. I was a bit worried that he hadn't, or she hadn't. Hermaphrodite. I don't know what gender they are. Both, really, I suppose. Conversation they had overheard was enough for the dragons to find out about the comet, and with the help of the portal's power source, they were able to divert it, so they were saved. As neither humanity or the dragons knew where Reza and I ended up, our visit was considered a failure. Humanity had decided that if our visit did not yield any results, they would no longer try their luck with the portal, and instead use the remaining energy to hold on, as long as they still could. So the humans basically said, yep, fuck it, everything went wrong, so they tried to hold out. For the dragons, life went on as usual, but for our city, this outcome meant they had to continue their fight on their own. It was an uphill battle. It was eventually lost when the city ran out of resources and fell. So humanity eventually died out, which is pretty sucky. But yeah, we disappeared with Reza. So we went into the portal, and nobody knew what happened to us. Luckily, Lorem survived and saved the dragon. So the dragon survived, which is the good thing. But we did not. So yeah. And it was the comment section. So the comment section. Sorry, the credits. That's the one. I mean, you know, this ending was a bit lackluster compared to the other endings, like for the other characters. But at least Lorem survived, and we do get the good ending for Lorem. So his picture will appear on the title screen when we go back to it in a moment, which is good. But yeah, it was a bit lackluster. But yeah, I think I was saying something along the lines of, you know, how many times we've done this now. From what the story the administrator said to us, we should be remembering more and more things, or at least more and more fragments. And I remember, I might have got this wrong because it's been over a month, but I remember something along the lines of every time you go back in time, you actually sort of interact with lots of other different timelines that you've lived before, or other versions of you from different decisions you've made have lived before or lived during. And there's like another version of you that sort of oversees all the time events, and they can communicate with you somehow, and I think maybe you can communicate with them, and apparently that's what helps you restore bits of your memory every time you go back in time. Something along those lines. It was like an explanation as to every time you go back in time, you can remember things and avoid things from happening. You know, Anna doesn't get killed, and eventually dies of cancer. Bryce gets saved, and you know, you don't have to keep doing those things over and over again. You know, so yeah, it's bizarre. But apparently it's happening to Remy as well. Remy's starting to remember things differently, or whenever he does the timeline again, he's doing different actions. And I remember the administrator saying that she has to keep trying to make him do the same things each time. So she actually kills some of the dragons that Remy was supposed to... Not Remy. Reza, sorry. They all sound the same. Reza was supposed to kill to try and make sure he carries on the same path because he's doing different things as well. So maybe because of these like subtle memories of this happening over and over again. Something like that, but again, it's been over a month. You'll have to correct me in the comments. I haven't bothered looking back at my previous videos because my videos suck in general. I'm like William Shatner, you know, he never looked at his past performances. However, I will shut up now because there is an epilogue. Because of the sound cue. We reappeared on the other side and collapsed to the ground. It was the day of my arrival in the Dragon's World, just as I had planned, because I'm clever like that. The fuck is going on here? Oh, look what the cat dragged in. You're supposed to be dead! Am I now? You're right, but today is not the day. And she just walks up to him and punches him on the head! It actually says she held up Reza's head and punched him. His body instantly went limp and she fell unconscious. Badass to her for doing it, but Reza just took that. You know, Reza would have been panicking now and reacting and running away again. See, even he's now like, what the fuck's going on? And she's having to knock him out and sort things out. Now it says, good job near Ramble. Oh! Is that yours? She points out an object on the ground behind me. When I turned around, I realised it was the Ixaman sphere. Whatever setting Lorem activated apparently prompted it to follow us even through the portal. So now we've still got the sphere. Even though I say not exactly. You better hold on to it regardless. Those things are expensive, apparently. She walked over to Reza's lower half and started lifting him by the legs. And, you know, I made a joke saying that she had needs and urges. I was like, fair enough, you got to get on with it, you know. Come and help me with this. We've got a long night ahead of us. And this is where I was a bit confused, because apparently we planned to go back in time to this very point. Because the administrator's done this before. As it says, we've got Lorem's good ending, which is good. And I thought to myself, oh, we planned for that to happen. If you look very closely on the title screen, by the way, there's Lorem in the background on the top left. So I couldn't see him at first. And I was like, oh yeah, there he is. So we planned for this to happen, right? Now, I thought to myself, so when I start the game again, will I remember more of the past timeline? Because we ended up back in that epilogue to the first day I arrived. Now, I never figured it out, and I haven't looked it up or anything. I actually said to you guys and girls, tell me in the comments, you know, what's going on. Apparently, when we start the game again in a moment, we don't remember anything. It's like as if nothing's happened again. So my only theory on this is we are now playing as the Neo Ramble who comes here for the first time, you know, like we had done previously. So the Neo Ramble that went back in time to reset everything, as we saw in that epilogue, we're not that character anymore. We're now the Neo Ramble back, you know, doing the first day again. Because I thought to myself, I wanted to read this text, you know, I was reading it out thinking, has anything changed more subtly now or more in your face because of the fact that, well, you know, we survived. We're now back. We should be playing as the character who we just finished Lorem's story with, but I don't think we are. But again, there's no clue to the game about that being the case. You'll have to let me know in the comment section whether I've overthought this or not. I don't know. So forgive me if I have. So anyway, so I don't know what I do here. I might skip ahead in the video now or not. I skip ahead about 3 or 4 times. So I'll just see what past Neo Ramble did. I think I do skip ahead at this point because I thought, well, there's no point in me showing the storyline again. Or I start questioning the logic now that I just did about our character's memory and all that. I don't know. But for the rest of this video, we're now going to do Remy's story. Now, we've already seen him once at the library, so that's normal. So we skip that. And I redo the time where we see him for dinner at his flat. I think everything we've done there is fine, but I think we end up doing it again. So I'll you know, we'll go through that text again. But the library stuff we skip ahead. Now I might skip ahead at this point in the video, or maybe I just do it manually because I couldn't be bothered to edit it out. Which I think, past Neo Ramble being as lazy as I am, or Neo Rambler, but Neo Ramble the character even. But I'm getting confused between my own character and my own name. It's annoying when you can't fit your whole name on a game. It's bloody annoying. You get confused. Yeah, I think we skip ahead. That's it. Here we are. So I decided to go to dinner. I don't say a kiss because I didn't want to come on strongly. So I was like, oh, okay, that's coolio. So we're going to meet him for dinner, and you know, we're going to see him again and what have you. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I kept his number just in case. Bloody blah. Come on, past Neo Ramble. We've seen this before. Everybody's seen this before. There you go. So here we go. So I think at this point now I cut ahead in the video again. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter because what I'm watching now to do this post commentary on is the edited video. So like it's all one big thing. So really it doesn't really matter now. Yeah. Let's see what past Neo does. I think I do contemplate sort of skipping ahead to Remy's dinner, or I take some rest because I was saying to myself like, we're not going to see any of the other characters because remember we've only got Remy left now, and I always forget that girl dragon's name. Is it Adine, Aline, Aldine? I can't remember. I always forget her name because I've been told to leave that character to the end, and that's what we're doing. And in the previous times we've played this so far, you know, sometimes I've advanced another character's story ahead, sort of like in unison. So that's why with Remy here, we sort of skip ahead the library meeting and the dinner because we've already done it to a satisfactory standard. So we've only got 3 more incidents with Remy that we actually need to do properly because we haven't done them in order to try and get his good ending. And we will go through that in detail later on. So yeah, we get back to this point. And I remember criticising this bit because I was like, well, it never lets us skip ahead at this bit. It never ever does. Not until you've... I think you get to the police station and you start recounting everything to Sebastian. So I think at this point I do go ahead in the video, but like I said, it doesn't really matter because I'm watching the edited version. So we'll see. But yeah, I criticise this bit, thinking every time it lets you skip ahead so much, and yet this bit you have to go through this. And I keep thinking to myself, have I missed something in this bit? Because we've done the tattoo part, we visited the library, we visited the production facility, we visited the grocery store. So there must be like minor bits in between we've missed out or something like that. I don't know, maybe the game just doesn't let you skip this bit until you've done it. It's really irritating, but we have to do it. However, I do get an achievement later because it's the second time we have to do this. When we hear the gun, when we're back in the apartment, it's at night, and then we hear the gunshots going off at the portal, and you have a choice to go and here we go. I skip ahead here now. We have the choice to like go to the portal to investigate the gunshots at night, or call the cops. We've done both of those as well, but yeah, I think at this point here, I go through the dinner again. I'm not sure. like, I think I do go through it in more detail because it's been a while. Or I start skipping ahead, I'm not sure. So let's just see what I do. I think I'm skipping ahead at this point because, again, we've done this already. I think I was just wanting to, like, remind myself, or actually the bits that I don't skip ahead is looking at the shelves, which we've already done, but I didn't know that at the time. So I thought, oh, we'll look at this. I still never searched his bedroom, by the way, because I think that's very rude. I might have done so in a previous video, I couldn't remember. Well, I don't know what we're going to do now, but we've got to do all this in more detail. So, reminding ourselves, actually, very important, the frame photo of a red dragon, which is a female dragon, as it turns out. I'm not going to spoil as to who she is. When we get to that part of the game and this part and that part in the video later, you will find out. It's very interesting, I found. Yeah, well, I'm not going to say any more than that. I mean, if you've played this game, you know what's coming. But if you haven't, I'm not going to spoil it just yet. So I'll start looking for the books and scrolls. We've done all this before. I could actually manually skip this, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to talk about it, really. There's no point reading all this stuff because we've done it already. I mean, while this is going on, actually, because you can read this while I'm talking, I'm not going to do it now because we've done this already, like I said, and I've just repeated myself 3 times there. Yeah, you know, look, I'm really sorry about all these, like, delays in videos and the last couple of videos of me being very upset and updating you on terrible stuff. I mean, I'm not going to pull everything out because obviously some of it's, you know, family stuff. You know, at the end of the day, we all hit parts of our lives where we just feel like everything is going down, everything is against us. I mean, even today at work today and over the last few days, my microphone died yesterday. It really is still dead. I mean, Yomi, bless him, a regular on the channel, actually said, oh, you know, if you were next door to me, I'd fix it. You can actually do stuff like that. And I really appreciate the gesture. That's kind of you. I've got rid of it, by the way. It's pissed off. I'll put it in a recycling thing, so it's not going to get, like, buried or anything. It should be bloody buried. Interestingly enough, actually, when I went to my local PC World to get a new microphone for tonight, you know, I'll just see what was on offer because I wasn't really interested in getting a bargain or anything. I was like, you know, oh, I'm just gonna go to PC World, see what they got, and they had the only desktop microphones they had was Blue Yeti. It's just 3 Blue Yetis. They weren't the one I had. They were like the standard USB plug-in ones. Still professional, mind you. There are 3 of those in different colours for £120. I was like, I'm not spending that. And then they had the Snowball again, and it was cheaper actually to get it there than it was where I got it online. It was £45, and I got mine online for like 56, I think, but that was including postage though. So I was actually tempted to get another one, and then I thought, no, don't, that would be stupid. You cursed it yesterday, Neo. You cursed it in an update video. You were very emotional. You cursed it. Don't do it. So I didn't, and in the end I bought just a basic Turtle Beach headset that you can play on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. So again, my sound quality for commentary is worse than ever, but I reminded myself, and somebody said in the comments as well in the update video, just go basic, just go with a headset. You know, they're cheaper, they're more reliable, and they generally last about 2 years, headsets, if you have to keep plugging them in and out of whatever device, like my computer, for example. Just go with that, and that's what I did in my older videos. My older videos was all headset, and a lot of them are my more popular ones, apart from the Hyperdimension Neptunia series. That was done with a desktop microphone. That was quite popular. I don't know why that's so popular. I know the game's popular, and the game series is popular, but I just don't. Mine's quite. My Let's Plays got quite popular. I mean, it's not the most popular. There's loads of the Let's Plays of Hyperdimension Neptunia, especially the first one. Way more popular than mine. I'm just surprised how popular mine is. You know, considering that YouTube is full of just wannabe Let's Players like me and wannabe channels who do this sort of stuff. That everybody always chases the big ones. You know, like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, PewDiePie, or when PewDiePie used to do games anyway. And a few others that I don't know of, but I know are big. You know, we all try and chase on their tailcoats. You know, so, oh please, we want to be famous too. I didn't actually do it for that reason. I mean, I was sort of thinking, oh, I might get famous, you know, but no, I primarily did it because I actually legitimately thought I could do it. Oh, that was really young, naive times. That was. But I still like doing it because I've developed a nice little fan base, and I've got a nice little community that you've been very supportive with, and I've enjoyed it. And I do like doing this because I get to talk rubbish, and after stressful days that I have at work and with life and stuff, it's wonderful to be able to just, you know, say to yourself, oh, I've got a bit of time to yourself, I'm just going to talk bullshit for an hour and a bit while playing a game. and maybe even play a game I've never played before and comment on it and maybe offer a unique take on it. Not because of I'm trying to mimic what's going on. It's just I like to think that I say things and do things about games that other people haven't said, or if they do say, it's nice to say things similarly, not to copy them, but just because it's nice to know that you're not the only one who thinks along the same way about a video game or what's going on in the video game world. It's nice to it's nice to be that. It's nice to be able to join in on that. And then have other people go, yeah, I think that way. Oh no, you raise a good point. And it's even nice when you get people saying, you're a wanker, you're an asshole, you're a scum, you're too rambly, you're too chatty, you're a twat, you suck, you shouldn't be doing YouTube. Even that's nice, not in a sort of masochistic way, just because they've paid attention to your video. They wouldn't have left that comment if they hadn't paid attention to the video. I mean, not necessarily the whole video, probably like 20, 30 seconds, but they bothered. And they bothered to leave their criticism behind, and that's nice, Not that I like reading it, but it's nice to know that they cared enough to give such a scathing comment. It's nicer that they give a nicer comment, but you can't please everyone, and that's the whole thing about doing things like this on YouTube. You can't please everyone. So yeah. Anyway, going back to the game for a moment, something interesting happens here. You won't see it actually on the channel or the video. You might do, actually, I don't know. But here, we were at the police station, and I decided to do this professionally. So we'd start sort of looking at these blueprints of the buildings. And I believe we've done this already, so I skipped through all this, as you can see. And then after that, I look at read the structure report. And again, I skipped through this, because I think I've done it before. But then I got 2 achievements here. Now, you didn't see it there, but I got 2 achievements saying that you've thoroughly done the investigation. And another thing, like you've done all 4 investigation points. So I was like, oh, have I missed something vital there? Have I skipped ahead on something there that I shouldn't have done? And I might very well have done. So if there's something that I just skipped ahead there, and I haven't done it before, and I think I've done it, just with the police station there, let me know, and I will go back and do it properly in the next video. I'll read through it. Oh, excuse me. I'll read through it in detail and take it from there. So yeah, but anyway, I skipped through all this because again, I'm sure we've done the shop before. But yeah, it just came with an achievement saying at the top, Master Investigator, all 3 lines of investigation completed, and I was like, oh, all 4 lines. I can't remember what the second one was, but it said hinting that you've completed the investigation. So I was like, oh, okay. Don't know what that was all about. So I thought, well, I hope I haven't missed anything key. So if I have at that point here, just the last 2 or 3 minutes or so, let me know, and I can always go back in the next video and do it again because I do create multiple save files. So anyway, skip through all this because we've done all this. Basically, I'm skipping to the point where we get to see Remy for, a proper time, basically. That's it, you did well in all investigations. Phew, that's where the achievements came through. That's where it came through. And that's when you heard that noise, that ding ding ding. That was the achievement there. You didn't get to see the achievement pop up on the video, though, but it did pop up, So, yeah. So, obviously, I thought I'd missed something, but no, I've done... I think at this point in the game, because this is like the... I think this is the last time you speak to Sebastian about the investigation and stuff, that we've done all of them properly, so the game's just marked that. So I don't think I have missed anything critically. I think we've done everything we've needed to do, so I don't feel like I've skipped ahead at this point on something I've missed, but if I have, though, again, please let me know. So yeah, and I don't know why I've just stopped here for a moment, so I really don't know. I must have been rambling about something. I think actually at this point I was commenting on the fact that that achievement came up. So I think that's the case, but I don't know. But anyway, so yeah. Anyway, I just adjusted the input volume of the microphone as well because I noticed I hadn't done that yet. So again, I'm just fine-tuning things. So I apologise for the last sort of 20, I think it's like 28 minutes of commentary might be being a little bit high-pierced than normal, and again, I apologise. I've got to get used to using a headset mic again. It's very different from using a desktop microphone. But anyway, now I do believe we are going to meet with Remy for a time that we haven't met yet. Well, I have, because this is the second time I'm viewing this. And actually, for most of you watching this who's probably already played the game, this isn't new to you either. So, yeah. Let's pretend it's new for me, shall we? That would be a good idea. So in a moment we will. I don't know what we're talking about now. I'm guessing we've just paused here. Guessing I was rambling about something important. I don't know really. It is what it is, I'm afraid. I mean, I must have been talking about something important. I can't think of anything to fill in the time, either fill in the gap. I mean, as I was saying earlier, apologies for all the poor delays and everything else. But yeah, it's been a bit of a bummer. But anyway, now here we go. Important stuff. Hey Remy, hello dear Ramble. Is there any particular reason why you wanted to meet here? I enjoyed Tatsu Park is all. Have you been here before? What did I say? A few times. I see. Well, what do you think of it? I think I said it's pretty romantic, which is true. It is. It's very nice. You think so? Yeah. Just look at all those trees. Would make a nice spot for a date, really. I agree with that. You mentioned you wanted to talk to me about something. Yes, well, about that. I just have a lot on my mind, and I felt like I needed to tell someone. I wouldn't burn you if I had anyone else to talk to. The simple fact is, I don't. Well, you can talk to me, Remy. Thank you, I appreciate that. It's not a problem. What's on your mind? I don't even know where to begin. Do you ever feel like there's an emptiness inside of you, that every day is the same joyless routine that you wish you could escape, but you can't? Yes, I do. But I'm trying to make it so it's not so empty. By doing YouTube, because it just seals that void a little bit, fills it up a little bit. And past Near Ramble was obviously saying something interesting then, I don't know, but what did I do? I said I do, so okay. Is this about Amira again? Well, it's not just about her, but working with her doesn't make things any easier. To think that just a few years ago I was the happiest I could have been, and now I have nothing but my miserable life. What happened? It's a long story. We do have a lot of time. Okay, well... And then we go on to this story, and it's pretty sad, by the way. A few years ago, I worked in the public sector. I mean, I still do, but my position was a different one. I didn't work under a minister back then. I was part of a committee tasked with providing independent, factually backed opinions on community topics. It was supposed to help not only politicians, but also the general populace. Free from outside interference, we did our own fact-checking based on research and publicly reported our findings. Our individual members didn't always agree, but we made sure the end results were based on verifiable facts. In this way, we offered a variety of comprehensive opinions on difficult topics. We found the truth and allowed people and politicians to make up their minds from there. Our work was a key influence in the community, and because the conclusions of each individual member was often very different, it could never be said that we were biased. Fair enough. It was during such one assignments that I met a certain person named Amelia. My task was to determine the viability of several projects, each competing for a research grant from her council. Amelia was a member of one of the scientific teams vying for a grant. She was an inventor, and a group was looking for ways to streamline hospital processes and test by utilising new technology. The first time I saw her was when our committee watched her group's pitch. One of the things we had to do was determine whether their claims and goals were realistic. In her case, they were. Ultimately, they didn't get the grants, but when she recognised me in a restaurant a while later, we started talking. She was very smart, and I admired her spirit. She just wanted to help people with her talents, and in this way, she reminded me a lot of myself. Stuck-up bastard. We kept seeing one another, and we grew close. Before long, we were dating. It felt so right. I thought our relationship was about to become very serious, but then she informed me that her research group had applied for another grant. Of course, that complicated things. My committee was once again tasked with judging the viability of the different projects, and while I intended to stay impartial on the matter, she would probably be seen as an influence due to our relationship. With these concerns in mind, we decided to not meet again until the grant winner was determined. We hadn't expected the group to get it, but in the end, they did. That's a good thing. Or is it? We didn't want to end our relationship over something like that, but if word got out that we were together during the decision-making period, it would have put both our jobs in jeopardy. Fair enough. In the end, we decided to wait and make a commitment. 6 months after the grant was given to her team, we would return to one another and make our relationship public. That much time would have ensured that it wouldn't be an issue. We even made plans to move in together when that time came. It's quite nice, quite romantic. Yes. Come on, pass Neo, come on, we gotta get on with the story. Come on, stop commenting on whatever it was. But we never got that far. I only know the rest of what happened from various reports, but apparently Amelia got sick. Nothing serious, mind you. She continued working from home as best as she could. The project was already behind schedule, and she didn't want to endanger it. Fair enough, dedicated. People were critical and very curious about what the project would amount to, and she didn't want to be responsible for its failure if she took some days off to recuperate. It was at this moment I realised what was going to happen. So every day she continued working on the project till the dead of night. You know where this is going, folks. If you've already watched this, you know where it is. If you're not, just read those lines. You know where this is going to go. One late evening, she went out to pick up a medication in addition to something to help her stay awake, but she was sick and overworked. The combination of the prescription side effects and the supplements caused her to collapse. No one was around to see her fall. Yeah, not good, man. This is where it gets nasty. When she was found the next day, she was covered by a blanket of fresh snow. Ouch. It was too late. That's cold, man. No pun intended. She froze to death during the cold winter night. How fucking tragic is that? If someone was with her, this would not have happened. But if she died out there... Oh no, she died out there all alone. And that makes it doubly sad, man. Or because we kept our relationship a secret. That wasn't your fault. You tried to do it to protect your job, so you're both committed. She was committed to her work, you know, but that's the problem with working overtime. It's not worth it. Even if you feel like you're going to let down other people, fuck them, let them down. Your health comes first. We had plans to move in together. We even talked about having our own small family. Some things are just not meant to be, it seems. If I had to identify the moment life started going downhill, losing Amelia would be it. And that's how tragic this is, man. I mean, fuck me, that's some heavy shit. Sorry about the swearing and all that, but... I mean, I swear anyway, but... I mean, this is some fucking heavy shit, and I feel really sorry for him. It really sucks. My heart was ripped out at that moment, and now the emptiness remains. It's like a wound that never closes. Imagine it is. Maybe you saw those pictures in my apartment. I did, sorry. Even my home is a reminder of her. We were going to move into that apartment together. Just see, man, this is so tragic. I mean, you know, I get that he wants to stay and hold on to her, but it really eats you away, man. I mean, she won't come back, and that's what makes it hard. But at the same time, I appreciate that because he wants to hold on to her, because he loves her, then I've got to respect that. I mean, I learned that very recently for some tragic stuff happening my end at the moment. You know, love is a strong thing, and it makes you do irrational stuff, but I start to understand why you do the irrational stuff. It's just purely out of love. That's it, really. There's no other explanation for it. But, yeah, it's pretty heavy stuff, and I do feel very sorry for Remy. I really do. And past Neo does too, because we've just stopped here again. It's annoying when you're post-commenting on something when you were busy rambling about something before. Very poignant, very important, and yet you forget what it was because it's always off the cuff. I don't script any of this. And I can't remember what I was saying, so we have to now stop and wait for me to shut the fuck up and carry on with the story. Come on, we need to know more. We need to make Remy feel better, man, and try and tell him that all is well with the world. Well, no, it's not. World's a shitty place. But all will be well with you if you allow it to be. Come on! God damn it, Pasteur! What the fuck were you talking about? Is it really that important? Probably was, but probably was something sentimental. Here we go. And this time wearing, I got it from her as well. When she gave it to me, she said that it was red like her scales. As long as I wore it, she would be with me in a way. Sad, man. For so long, I've been holding on to her with all my might. I wish I could stop because I know it's killing me, but I've been doing it for so long that I don't think I can. I have been there before, but as time progresses, it does get better. Yeah, in summary, holding on to Amelia has helped me. When I look back on all the happy memories we made, Amelia's bullying hurts a little less, but because those memories hurt so much more. That's even more tragic. And I'd love my job if it wasn't for Amira. It's a constant struggle, a battle I have to fight every day. Each of her words slices through me, creating new wounds on top of others that never closed. Some days I just don't want to do it anymore. I just don't know how much longer I can. It's fine, man. You're doing good, and if you want to do it, you've got my support. One day, hopefully, you'll be reunited with her in the afterlife, if it exists. It may not, but there's always a chance, so you never know. One day you'll be in the state that you're in. And look at this sad picture, this poor guy crying his eyes out. I mean, he's not crying, but you know, tears welling up. I mean, I know I sound very unempathetic here, but I was very empathetic at the time. I'm not sure if there's anything that can fill the void. No. YouTube helps. Even the Nintendo Switch doesn't help recently because I just haven't had any exciting games. It sucks, really. Oh, that was it. I was going to rant about something about the Nintendo Switch, but I'll upload a separate video on that later. It's nothing that bad. It's just me moaning about stuff. But the Switch is still fine. I like the Switch, by the way. Switch is fine. I love the Switch. Don't criticise me. I like the Switch. I do like the Switch. It's not perfect, but I like the Switch. Switch is good. Switch is good. One of my favourite consoles for a while. Have you ever spoken to a professional about this? I said. No, I don't think I could. Not with a stranger. Thank you, Near Rambler. Getting that off my chest has already helped a lot. No problem, Remy. Anything else in your mind? Well, there's the whole thing about Anna. Yeah, you mentioned that last time. You still worried about her? I am. Who knows what horrible thing she's working on in a lab. There's nothing I can do to stop her. You did what you could. The rest is up to the authorities now. Because I forgot he ratted on Anna, and I feel a bit bad about that. I guess so. I mean, I still feel bad for Remy, but, you know, what he did was nasty. But I get it, because he's someone who's very logistical and follows the rule book and analyses everything and has to do all that. It makes sense that he would do something like that when she's going off the grid. So, with her condition, I imagine that the Ministry's approval must have been a tough pill to swallow. And again, I know why he did it. It's that sort of logical thing, but... And he knows she has cancer, which is odd. I didn't know that he knew that. And who knows how much longer she has, knowing that every day must be difficult for her. Remy paused and gave me an embarrassed smile. You twat. Honestly, you absolute twat. I like Hannah. She was great. Difficult to be with, but she was great. She had passion and determination. Can't fault her for that. Yes, to save her own life, but to save others as well. And at the end of the day, yeah, she was funky. She was cool. She was a wild cat. Quite a bit of time has passed since you arrived, and you've barely been able to speak. I've been talking a lot. That's fine. I talk too much. I talk too much rubbish, so it's nice to hear somebody else. There must be a lot on your mind, too. Yeah, there is, but I think I said not really at this point. We'll get onto that later. So I think I was like, I don't really know. I might have said there is. Don't know. What am I going to say? Not really, there is. Not really, there is. What do I go for? I say there is! Since I work with the mirror, I know all the details surrounding you and Reza. Not many do. Many rumours are going around town. All this time you've been working with our police? Well, yeah. And now you're hunting the person who was supposed to be your partner. That must be really hard for you. I came here because I wanted to do the right thing. Nothing about that has changed. I'm a noble man. Flawed? What kind of person is Reza anyway? He's a twonk, but he's very devoted, and I can understand that. The kind that stops at nothing to achieve what he believes in. I can see that. We've already witnessed just how far he will go. What do you think about him? Honestly, I'm not sure. Back home, this relentless quality of his was admired, but I certainly don't condone his actions. Given what I know about him, I think he must have a reason as weird, as twisted as it may be. Yes. But he is devoted, though, so... Now, what about you? I have my own principles. I see. How's your hunt for Reza going, anyway? Not too great. We don't have any strong leads or any idea of his whereabouts. In the end, we're just following his trail of murder and destruction. I do know more than that, but I'm not allowed to say anything. People are getting afraid. The rumours are starting to take effect. I thought Amira was going to give a press conference to warn the public. That didn't happen. She feared the potential backlash if people knew about Reza while he was still here. So, for the time being, he has been declared as a missing person. So, you know, keeping it a bit thingy. The public has been informed that if someone sees him, they are to call the police immediately. They were told he may be suffering from an affliction that makes him behave erratically. Like the zombie thing that Maverick's brother had. It wasn't really a zombie thing, but it had zombie characteristics. But some people are putting two and two together. No one has seen Reza for a while, even before he was officially declared missing. It's easy to line up the timelines and see that the murders started happening shortly after he vanished. What we know about the break-ins and thefts is also damning. The objects stolen all point toward Reza. I'm not sure how much longer they can keep this a secret. How do you think the public will react, considering that I am still staying here? I don't know. We can't really predict the public opinion, but you bet there will be some critical voices. I'm not sure how I could convince everyone that I'm not involved with Reza's plans. You probably can't, that's why. Well, you do have the council's support. If Mary voiced that you're on her side, it wouldn't be so bad if the public found out. True, I guess, but then the council do make things wrong. Yeah, but she also made it clear that she believes most people won't have the same opinion. She won't support me publicly if their vote is against me. That is true. Amira plays the political game a lot. She aligns with the popular opinion so people will like her. Again, we'll get back to these choices. I can't really blame her for that. After all, she's supposed to be a representative of the people, right? I suppose so. Does the public know about our portal's current state? No. If it can be fixed, it wouldn't be worth mentioning. And if they can't fix it, they aren't going to announce it before they know how to deal with the current situation. Very good point. Compared to Reza, it's not really a problem. It might become one pretty soon. If word gets out and I'm suddenly his accomplice, what would happen to me? How would you even deal with Reza if you caught him? I'm not sure. I suppose we'd have to work something out between our legal system and whatever humanity has to say on the matter. And if the portal is done for, what then? Then humanity would be out of the picture for any legal proceedings. Dun dun, you'd eat him. Reza would likely be held until contact has been re-established or just serve his sentence here. Wonder what that would entail. Eat him! Nom 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 nom. Breathe fire on him. Smack him with your tail. Scratch him. Bite him. I can think of many ways. I see. How do your jails work anyway? Well, if a crime has been committed and proven without a doubt, a jail sentence can be the consequence. Notice consequence. Our delinquents live in an area separate from the rest of society, monitored at all hours of the day. They receive the help they need, and efforts are taken to make them realise their wrongdoings and integrate them back into our community. Life isn't that much different there than it is here. The spaces are more cramped for sure, but mostly it's just a very controlled environment. That's not much of a punishment. It is a consequence, not necessarily a punishment. Society at large benefits more from people who are rehabilitated, and if mental issues are the cause, those can at least be found and addressed. Well, that sounds like how it used to be back home. Those days, in our city, you get 3 strikes. What's that mean? 3 infractions of our rules, and you get thrown out of the city. If someone is to drain on limited resources, we won't support them. That's fair enough. Well, I can understand why you need to incorporate such a policy. The finality of it makes me a bit uneasy. It has worked so far. It's not as if the outside is completely unkind. Someone expelled from the city might find a different community or join one of the mobile groups. The situation inside our city-state is still much better than the outside, though. They're very strict with those who are allowed to live there. It's a privilege. Anyone or anything that threatens the inside society or the lives of its people is removed very quickly. How would a murderer like Reza be dealt with? An eye for an eye? No, we wouldn't do that, but murder is a crime so heinous that immediate expelliation is the consequence, regardless of prior infractions. Let's see, what do the citizens think about the system? Some agree with the methods, some don't, but as long as it works, people won't complain. Weeding out undesirable elements is what keeps their standard of living intact. Guess that means politics don't play a big role from where you come from. No, they won't change the working system. It varies here, but I'm so tired of her mayor and her games. As I work with her, I can see exactly how she plays the public. I know every council member has their own approach, but everything she does is so tailored towards the public's expectations. For her, it's just a popularity contest. Yeah, well, politician. You know what? This gives me an idea. Really? What is it? Well, the human visit and all the associated consequences are a responsibility, right? Yes. For her, this situation with Reza must be utterly horrifying. She keeps talking about preventing public backlash, but she's really just trying to protect herself. Sounds accurate. Maybe we can use that to our advantage. You know, blackmail. How? She can't send me back to my world right now. That makes me the only one here with knowledge of Reza and humans in general. Well, that's true. If I speak from this point of authority, we should have a much easier time convincing her of anything we want. Like the world! We could have the world! You couldn't convince her to let you stay in our world, though. Well, you know. I was trying to use reason and plead with her. I didn't take into account her fear of public backlash. See? We're clever, you see. I think we can manipulate this fear of hers and use it to our advantage. If there were consequences to fear from Reza, me, or the rest of humanity, and those consequences would make her look bad to the public, that would be a reason for her to reconsider any action. Right? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, know what I mean? I suppose so, but what situation could this apply to? Oh, I don't know. Your situation, my situation, anything really? She nearly sent me back through the portal. If she tries anything again, at least we have something we can use against her. I can see where you're coming from. Reza's still a mystery to me, though. All things considered, wouldn't it be beneficial for him to just stay here? No offence, but even our prisons offer a better standard of living than your city. Oh yeah, take him. As such, couldn't that be a reason for him to have vandalised the portal? No, I don't think so. You're right. Your world is in much better shape than ours, but even if Reza could stay here, he wouldn't. He came here for the same reason I did, to help our people. He has a very pronounced sense of duty to humanity, and I believe in him when he stepped through the portal. He proclaimed that he would do everything he could. When I met him again in this world, I had the impression that he wanted to get our mission over and done with as soon as possible so he could return to our world with aid. That's going to be difficult with the portal out of order. The person who did it probably didn't realise it wasn't a very good idea. This might make Reza even more desperate. Who knows what he will do next? Like murder people! I can kind of actually gather that that's what he would do. But whatever, we're playing the naive idiot. And if anything happens, I can't leave either. If the portal's gone for good, I suppose you'd have to stay here. What do you think about that? I'd love living here, I said in the past. I'd love living here. Everything I've heard about this place is so wonderful compared to back home. Oh, that's good to hear. I certainly wouldn't mind if you stuck around. Only now do I realise that everything you told earlier must be so petty compared to the struggles you face. Oh, I have text message. Sorry. Yeah, but carry on, game. I suppose that's true. Oh, it's just an update from something. Sorry about that. Back home, I was just trying to survive and help others do the same. This hasn't changed. I'm also afraid of going back to the city, though. Times are so rough. Yeah, even if I didn't have to go back, I would. I can't just let them down like that, you know. I have to try and do what I can. That's why I came here. So even us are noble towards saving humanity. These decisions, by the way, sorry for the interruption there, because I have to keep on top of it because I've got a family situation to deal with soon. These choices are important, and I will address them later because I'm messing it up at this point. It's not exactly the same as saving a city, but you were helping people, right? That's true. Maybe once your term with the mirror is over, you could do something like that again. I really wish I could. Ellipses, ellipses. I just realised something. What is it? I was trying to figure out why he wants to hang out with me so often. What are you talking about? Since Amelia died, I've been alone. It's been years. I don't even have anyone I could consider a friend. When he came to our world and started to spend time with me, I thought maybe things were about to change. That maybe I'd found a friend. But you're not that different. You make fun of me and belittle me just like everyone else. Even after everything I told you about myself. You don't care about me, do you? If I was just your entertainment, that's alright. That's what people do to me. They watch and laugh in secret or otherwise. I'm beginning to realise that maybe it's not their fault. Maybe it's me. Goodbye, Neo Ramble. Yeah, I was... First time I saw that, I was like, wait, what the fuck? What did I do wrong there? And I was a little bit sort of like, oh... Because I immediately got the hint or point. We fuck things up there. Again, sorry for the bad language, but we fuck things up back there. And we did. We did actually even. Sorry, I can't speak very well because I'm trying to concentrate on multiple things at once. We did, actually. The biggest problem is basically, just like with Anna, it's really difficult to work out exactly the right things to say to Remy in that situation to get him to, you know, keep on his good side to get towards the good ending. I mean, I say it was difficult, and it is a little tricky. And I was just trying to answer those decisions there that you saw as honestly as I could from the first time round. You know, saying what I was going to say before, and I messed it up because he obviously got very depressed there. Because I was like, wait, I wasn't making fun of you. What the fuck's all that about? And I was sort of thinking maybe that's supposed to be correct, maybe not, you know? Maybe that's just part of it. But I do go back and change that. So obviously at this point in the screen here, you can see I'm sort of thinking in my head and speaking out loud and then thinking, you know, oh, I'm going to do this again. So I think at this point I reload. And I think I reload here and I do it again on screen and I don't skip ahead. So we're going to do all this again. Now, I do skip a lot of this, but I do believe at this point I make a lot of wrong decisions again. Because I do believe at the end of this take that I do it here, I flub it up. I'm not sure, actually. We'll see. Let's see what we do. What are we going to do? Right, okay. So, yeah, this is the second time I was doing this to try and see if, you know, all I had to do was redo this section again. Or whether I'd have to go back literally to the very beginning when we first met Remy, not at the beginning of the story whereby he takes us to the apartment, but whereby we go to the library and we bump into him there and we have to do a favour for him and all that sort of stuff, and we play his computer game and we fuck it up for him. So basically that's what's going on here. So I apologise for this bit. I was going to edit it out, but I remember at this point in the recording I got lazy and I was just like, oh, I'll sort of, you know, you can just keep watching it, you know. But we do skip ahead with this. So yeah, at this point I still flub it up, but we will get to later on in a bit, probably the next 5 minutes or so, the correct way to deal with the situation in order to keep Remy on our good side. So you can skip ahead of the video if you want at this point to get to that point, because I've just spoiled it for you now, because at this point I didn't know. I mean, I do now with the benefit of hindsight, but I didn't know then. Yeah, what was I saying before? About stuff going on. Yeah, stuff going on my end. Things are going to get sorted though, don't worry. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening that's bad, but things are getting sorted. We've just got to ride the storm for a bit, and we'll get through it in the end. What was I saying before? Yeah, I'm just having one of those periods at the moment in life, and like I said, we all go through periods in life whereby everything just feels like absolute crap. It feels like the world's against you. You know, you're having a lot of bad luck here and there, and other bits and bobs like that, and you know, you feel like that things are just not going your way, or everything's against you. You know, little things going wrong here and there, and that's how I've been feeling over the last few days. And you know, so is my family as well. It's been quite deep, but you know, everybody goes through periods like this, and you know, it's trying to keep in the back of your head, even during those dark times, that you will get through it, and you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. It may be a while, it may not be, but there will be that. So I'm hanging in there, just about. I mean, I did do my, like I said, my disappointing update the other day, and I sort of semi-regret doing it, but at the same time I'm quite raw with emotion. You know, if I'm angry, I will express it there and then, even if in the benefit of hindsight, after I've been angry, that I can think a bit clearer, and I've calmed down a bit. You think, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that or done that, but I don't know, I've always been a firm believer of just getting it out of your system, even if it's a little bit destructive. And I know there's lots of like psychological things you can do to program yourself in a way, I suppose, or recalibrate yourself in a way, to try and keep things rational at all times, even during the dark times. But I think it's actually a way of suppressing stuff. I actually honestly think that forgive the dogs barking in the background, by the way, if you can hear them. But I'm just trying to think now. It's because the dog's barking, I might have to be called away in a bit. Oh god, it's hard. I think it's a way of suppressing your anger, and I know anger's scary. I know anger can cause pain. But at the same time, it's an emotion, and if we start trying to channel out negative emotions like that, even in a constructive way, I still think you end up suppressing it. And you start to suppress a bit of yourself as a human. Because as humans, we're capable of great things and good things. We're also capable of very evil things and nasty things and bad things and not so great things. But yeah. Here we go! Right. I've got too sidetracked. this is different now. So I've actually talked about the decisions there just then when I was doing this video for the first time. So I'm sorry I got sidelined. I thought I didn't realise I'd cut to this point. Basically, what happened here is, and you'll have to have read the text while I was doing it. Sorry, I got distracted there. If you read the text going on here at the moment, I apologise for this bit. Basically, what happened was you have to make certain decisions correctly here in order for Remy to continue wanting to see you and be your friend. You have to say that the park is idyllic. You have to say that it doesn't really matter if you say there are things on your mind or not. I don't really think it matters when you talk about Amira in terms of do you think she's being dishonest or do you agree with her or can you blame her. The decisions that are critical though are things like when he asks about, oh, my struggles are nothing compared to yours, you have to say, no, don't say that. Just because my struggles appear to be more than yours doesn't belittle your struggles, you know. So you have to say that choice and make everything better. And then what was I going to say next? Then there's a couple of other questions there that sort of say, I was just trying to think now. I can't remember the decisions because I just got distracted there. I'm really sorry. If you were keeping up with the video there, then you'll have seen what the choices were. But if you make the correct choices there, that's all we had to do. Then Remy will actually, instead of saying, oh, you made fun of me and all that, he actually asks you, do you consider me a friend? And you've got the option then to say just a friend or be a little bit more than that. And obviously with the decision that we just did there, we say that we're interested in him a bit more than we as friends, and I said that just to keep the story going, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, come on, we shag Bryce, so might as well shag Remy, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to start concentrating now, just like as I was before, and start going this bit because we do finish this video with the next interaction with Remy, because I thought it would be quite interesting to watch. I don't finish Remy's story in this video, we'll do that in the next one, but we do get to the same point as we were with the Rem. So we're going to see Remy's next bit. But yeah, basically you have to just make the correct decisions when you're talking to Remy in the park, just like we did with Anna in the lab, and you will ultimately get the ending we needed, whereby Remy says, you know, oh, do you consider me a friend, rather than accusing us of making fun of him, because that just comes out of left field. But I understand that in a way. I don't think that's bad writing. That's actually what a depressed person would be like. So I think that was quite clever. But yeah, it's all about making the right choices in the park. And I'm sorry that I didn't read the rest of the text there for Remy when he asked us about being a friend. Basically what he says is, can I ask you a question? Do you consider me a friend? You say yes, and whether you want more than that. And then you basically make a date to go to the summer festival and see the fireworks. That's all. So even though I didn't read the text there, that's all that happened there. So I apologise for getting distracted. Like I said, there's lots of things going on. I've got people coming around in a bit, and I'm just trying to get this finished now while I'm in the mood to do so, so I can get this video out with some sort of commentary, because I wanted to, rather than upload it without any commentary. And test out the headset as well to make sure the headset's working okay. And like I said, I apologise for the quality of the commentary quality in terms of the sound, not what I say, because what I say is rubbish. But I've just got to fine tune it, and then hopefully we'll get to a relatively decent level. There will still be points where I have to hold the mic relatively close to my mouth, but I can change the sensitivity of it via Audacity, so that's all I've got to fiddle with to make sure that I'm not speaking too loud and it makes piercing noises at you, which it probably will do in this video, but I'll fine tune it as we go along, and that should be eliminated soon. It's pretty good at noise cancellation though, which is pretty good, so I'm quite happy. It's got those foamy things at the end of it, which is quite nice. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm going off on a tangent here because we've done this before. This is sort of stuff we can skip. Just basically interested in the fact that we still can't skip the decision with Sebastian about whether he stays to guard the portal or whether we suggest he goes see the fireworks. That comes back. Because I thought, oh, maybe that will say, oh, you've done this bit satisfyingly, do you want to skip on? It doesn't. So obviously we're going to say, just go watch the fireworks because we don't want Sebastian to die. He won't this time, or at least I don't think he will. Because again, when we did Lerem's story, earlier, you might have noticed that Sebastian wasn't there. I think I commented on that earlier. So yeah, it's all good. So yeah, this bit here is just I could have edited this out of the video, but I was getting lazy. I was getting tired. I just said I'll skip ahead in the video. So again, you can do if you want to get to the next encounter with Remy, and I'll promise to read the text out a bit more honestly there. And again, I'm sorry about the distraction. I've repeated myself a lot tonight. That is how tired and spaced out and all over the place I am. I'm not very good at multitasking. I'm crap at it. So yeah, we're just doing the last sort of investigation bit. I think there's 3 investigations actually in this you have to do. Not looking at the bodies and stuff, but these bits when you have to speak to people. I'll just skip ahead because there's nothing new here. We've done this all before. But again, you can skip ahead in the video if you have done. But yeah, we go see. Oh yeah, this is interesting because at this point, you know, in this part of the investigation, you can go and drop off the PDA to Remy. So I thought I'd do that and see if it influences the next encounter we have with him, which we're going to do in detail in a moment. And it does actually. So if you do give him the PDA there, the next encounter you have with him, it does actually influence it. But I didn't know that, so I thought it wouldn't because I thought they'd be mutually exclusive, but it does, as you'll see in a moment. So basically, blah, 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 blah. This is where we get knocked out and the administrator has a chat with us. Again, we skip ahead with this, so don't worry. We get a chance to skip through all this deep conversation about physics and timelines and stuff like that. So thank God for that. I've already had my lecture on physics. Thank you, game. Not that my physics background has anything to do with it. Not that I'm very good at physics, but I'm pretty good. I do like it. Anyway, this is Remy. I just wanted to remind you about the summer festival. It would be nice for there to go with you. I'm not sure how you feel about this, but I want to try avoiding crowds, blah, blah, blah. So now this is the part. Now I'm going to focus now. We're going to meet Remy for this, because this is new. We haven't seen this yet. Well, past Neo Rambler haven't. So here we go. Oh, that must be him. Remy, what is that on your face? As you may have noticed, he has lipstick. Don't you know what it is? Well, it looks like lipstick. Oh, yeah, I rewound it because I misflubbed up the lines. Remy, what is that on your face for a second time because past Neo flubbed up the lines? Don't you know what this is? Well, it looks like lipstick, but I didn't know that was a thing here. You're right, it is lipstick. It's not something that existed in this world before, though. How did you get some, then? I have one of your PDAs, remember? I studied it a bit and came across the entry on lipstick. Based on the necessary ingredients, I realised I could make some myself, so I did. See? So you handed in the PDAs and he comes and visits you with lipstick. Did you do this to look pretty for me? I just figured you missed these kind of things. Things are normal for you. It hasn't really been normal back home in quite a while. Lipstick isn't common these days. Didn't the entry specify it's typically used by females? Now that you mention it, it did give that impression, but I found the sentiment a bit puzzling. Why would a product like this only be used by one gender? Well, I guess social norms dictated that certain traits are only desirable in one gender, thus highlighting them like this would increase the attractiveness. Oh, I think I get it now. It's all based on sexual dimorphism. The biological differences between sexes are much greater in your species than it is in ours, so I suppose the traits you are looking for can be different too. Generally speaking, sexual dimorphism is much greater in mammals than it is in reptiles. Didn't know that. While it can vary widely by species, external indicators are pretty much always present, like memories, for example, and always present an obvious reminder. Didn't know that either. Actually, I did to a certain degree. This makes me so blah blah blah. Should I get rid of it? No, it looks pretty. Don't get rid of it. Or did I say yes? No, leave it on. There's not as if people would here would know about its history. I suppose that's true. Besides, the thing about females wearing it isn't really a hard rule. And there are males who want to do it too. Anyone can wear it if they want to, really. Well, if you say so. So it's kind of uncomfortable, so I think I'd rather take it off. Uncomfortable? I suppose it's not really suited for our scales. Fair enough. Yay! Shall we go then? Actually, it seems we're pretty early. They're probably still setting up. I see. Well, we could just stay here in the meantime. You know? Oh, for sure. I just realised I haven't actually been here since I prepared the apartment for you. Have you read any of the books I got you? Yes, I have. Oh, so you're the one who stocked the bookshelf. They're all library books. I wanted to provide you with a good sample of what we have to offer, so there should be something in there for everyone, or anyone. Looks like you've read a few books in the Sheridan series. Yes, they're pretty interesting, I gathered. Oh, really? I know not exactly highbrow, but they're entertaining, and what more do you want a book to be? I guess we all have our own tastes. Can I offer you some food or drink? I barely use any of the stuff in the kitchen. It's true. Why not? I didn't want to touch anything that I didn't at least resemble something I know. After all, I have no idea how to prepare them right, or even know if they are safe for me to eat. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to get you all those perishables then. I wanted to provide you with a bit of everything, considering I had to prepare the apartment for someone I didn't really know much about. Oh, well, for some of them were good. It's interesting to taste the subtle and sometimes not so subtle differences in the similar fruits we have back home. Did you throw anything out? No, not really. You've been here for nearly 2 weeks now, so even if some of them were safe for you to eat, they probably aren't anymore. Maybe clean out your closet. We don't want to have any health hazards for you here, after all. I'm not coming out of the closet. I mean, I am in the game, but not here. Just look at this! Look at what? It's not as phallic as you think it is. I promise! He showed me a juicy-looking, vaguely spherical fruit whose bright red colour was unlike any other fruit I had ever seen. I started making a lot of butt jokes here. I'm not going to make them now because they were very immature. I got into the sort of mind frame of we were about to engage in fruity sex. You know, literally fruity sex. You know, fruits up bum holes and penis holes and all that sort of stuff. I got a bit carried away with it, so I'm not going to repeat it here, so I apologise for that. I don't think they were that offensive, really, but they were just immature. Well, they're usually blue. Red means you're supposed to throw them away, as they've expired by then, and toxins might have already set in. Oh, well, I wasn't planning on eating it anyway. So, or this one. It's all mouldy. I don't see any mould. Oh, don't you see these spots? Yeah, but if that's supposed to be mould, it looks very different from the mould we have back home. I see. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to stock up on perishables. I didn't consider all the implications of doing something like this. Had you eaten the wrong thing, you could be in a hospital right now. Ah, don't stress yourself out about it. Honestly, someone would have to be pretty reckless to just go ahead and start munching on things they don't know about. Like me! If anyone was smart enough to be sent here, they probably wouldn't take a risk like that. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Nevertheless, I better get rid of everything that's past its date. We don't really want the mould in the air either. If you say so. Once more he dove into the closet. I heard him rummaging around as to check the fruits and vegetables thoroughly. Please do not leave any phallic-shaped ones behind. I will be very upset if you do. That should be everything. Good. Did I make another rude joke here? I probably did. Thanks! As I make another rude joke. I bet the wine didn't go bad, though. Do you want some? I'm not really a big fan of wine. How come? I just can't enjoy it as some others do. I suppose I'm ready to try anything at least once, though. I bet you are. Anything? Well, at least as far as food and drinks are concerned. So, let's try some together, then. Well, if you want to. Sure! What kind of wine is this, anyway? I'm not sure. I just grabbed it when I got all the other stuff. Don't tell me you just went for the cheapest one! Of course not. Everyone knows that you don't just buy the cheapest stuff. You go for the second cheapest. Oh well. What kind of container should I get for you, anyway? Well, we're having wine, so let's go for wine glasses. The stem actually makes it possible for me to grip it with my vestigial thumb, so there shouldn't be any problems. Alright. A nice sound of pouring wine. Here you go. Delicious wine. Oh, that sound is so romantic. So sexy. Ugh. And then I probably made another rude joke here because we're just pausing here. Sorry. Come on, pass near Rambler. Stop being immature with your stupid, sexy jokes. Come on, move. Damn it, dear Rambler. I'm going to throw this wire at the screen. Come on. I threw a wire at the screen. Didn't really do anything apart from speed things up. So, what should we drink to? A wonderful friendship. Alright, to our wonderful friendship. I was a bit worried I made the wrong decision here, but don't worry. Everything's smooth. I got this cool. Took a sip from my wine glass. Remy hadn't really been kidding about getting the second cheapest bottle because that's exactly what it tasted like. How'd you like it? Must be an acquired taste, I think. How about you? It's alright. It's okay. I mean, you can't really expect much from a cheap bottle of wine. I see. Just look at the time. I think we should start heading for the festival now. Sure, let's go. To the festival we go. This is strange. Usually there'd be a crowd by now. Oh. Do you think they cancelled it? With Reza still being out there? Maybe they thought it wasn't a good idea to have a public spectacle like this. Cancel the summer festival? Inconceivable! It doesn't really look like a festival's going on right now, though. I don't know what's going on. Hey, I think I know this guy. Let's go ask him. And it's him! Zong! The store barkeep guy. Can I help you? Yes, you can, sir. Yes, you can. Man, I should stop making sexy jokes. We were just planning to get to the festival, but it doesn't seem like there's much going on here yet. You came to the right place, but the festival's not starting for another hour at least. What? But the festival's always started at this time. You must have missed the memo then. They moved it by an hour. Something about the daylight and making the fireworks more visible as a result. Well, that's a shame. Oh, really? We can still go to it. I'm kind of getting hungry too. I can help you with that, because I prey on people's instincts. What are you selling? Skewers, meatballs, all kinds of grilled things really. Primarily meatballs, though. I could really go for some meatballs, says Remy. I'm sure you can. I will also go for meatballs. It's a running theme, you know? Balls, meat, fondling, that kind of thing. I guess this makes you yourself the first customers of the day. For you two, it's free. Ah, that's very kind of you, thank you. Have fun at the festival. Thanks! What we didn't realise was the free samples had crack cocaine in them. That's how we get addicted to them. What should we do? Should we go back? Well, we're already here and we've got all this stuff, so let's just sit down somewhere. Fair enough. It's a nice day, it's a nice park. We went off to the side as more dragons arrived and started setting up their various booths. Stop it with the sexy jokes past near Ramble. Nobody wants to hear them. Come on, move! Ooh, I hate post-commentary sometimes, I really do. You just look at your past self and you think, what a twat. How are the meatballs? They're actually pretty good. How about your stuff? It's great! I'm surprised, honestly. You never know what stuff that comes out of food carts. Yes, you're right. Maybe we got lucky. Or maybe it's because it's still fresh. Who knows? It's very hairy, though. What was that about fireworks, though? Is the big show coming up here? Oh, no, the festival's just getting started. There are fireworks every day, but the big show is what everyone wants to see. That one's happening in a few days. It officially concludes the festivities. Fair enough. I see. A while later, the festival had kicked off and the crowds were already coming in. Dragons of all shapes and colours filled the paths, ready to see the see the sights the festival had to offer. Booths lined both sides of the way. It reminded me a lot of a typical carnival setup, with the booths being filled with shops, food stands, games, and much more. Seems the festival's already started. Let's go. You know what? How about we just stay here? I don't really like crowds. Fair enough. I've seen the festival so many times already. I'd rather just stay here with you. Yeah, but I haven't. Selfish bastard. I thought you wanted to show me around, but oh well. I suppose we can stay here if you prefer that. We were going to get all romantic and stuff. The main attraction is always a big fireworks show at the end of the festival, and that is not going to happen today anyway. So why do we need to come here in the first place then? Is something wrong? I just had to realise that as nice as it is right now, you have to leave this world again eventually. I've been alone for such a long time now. I didn't even have a single friend. In my job, I always had to smile while serving the customers. How can I be surrounded by people all the time, yet feel so alone? All those people have their own lives, families, friends and relationships, yet I had none of that. In a world where everyone else seemed to be happy, I was the odd one out who had to pretend in order to belong. That's pretty shit, that is. How could that not have eaten away at me day after day? Yet one day I heard about the plans of the humans coming here. Like many others, I was very excited with the prospect of our myths coming true. And then the day came when Reza stepped through the portal. Amidst all the pomp and fanfare you could imagine, it was quite a sight to behold, really. You wouldn't believe how much joy I felt during the moment. Amira, of course, took all the limelight she could. First there was a big speech in front of a huge crowd, the procession after she had officially welcomed Reza. When it was time for you to arrive and it was decided that it wouldn't be a public event this time due to security concerns, I knew that Amira was going to be there if she wasn't able to make it all about herself. I begged her to let me do it, just to be able to get this close to a human at least once, to talk with them, see what they were like, to experience them. She told me that if I did a few favours for her, I would be the one to greet you. I knew that she wasn't going to be there anyway, but if I didn't do what she wanted, she would have just sent some other lackey instead. So I did everything she asked. Everything! She did keep her word though, and in the end I was the one who would introduce you to this little world of ours. It might not seem like much to you, but with just two of us and no one else being there, it was something very special for me. It was not just some public spectacle at the summer festival or Reza's arrival, but for the first time in so long I felt like the moment was about you and me and no one else. So he was perving about me already. Weird. At least it's nice to be lovely. Someone in my position had made me very happy to have such an extraordinary thing happen to me. Oh, bless your soul. Of course, I was very curious to see how much of our myths would line up with reality, and I was even more overjoyed when you visited me in the library. When you accepted my invitation and came to my home, I was just glad to have it around. It seemed like you wanted to be there and weren't just someone to use me in some way. I began to feel hope. Oh, when I met you in the park, I think the only reason I could tell you everything about myself was because I knew you were going to be cool. And now after all this, I kind of believe you're still with me. Well, why wouldn't I be? You're so damn dashing. You're just so nice to me, yet even after the time I got to spend with you, it seems that soon I'll have to let you go again. At least I got to know you, though. Don't worry, Remy, we'll find a way to stay together. It'll be romantic. Don't worry, we'll find a way. Love finds a way. It can't be all that bad. Ever since I came here, I've met plenty of lovely people, all with their own relationships, struggles and dreams. I think you've been alone here all this time, but don't go back into that kind of thinking when I'm gone. Rather, why don't you take it as an opportunity? Now that we're here, who's to say that you won't be able to find others once I'm gone? I know you're still stuck for a while because of your job, but after that, have you considered a change of scenery? You could move to a different place with all new people and opportunities. Who knows what you might find elsewhere? Completely new start. I like that idea. But enough about me. What will you do once you get back to your own world again? Porn, probably. Lots and lots and lots of porn. I'm not sure. I don't even know what will happen to me when I return, but I'll definitely hit the porn. It's a human thing. These last few days, a lot of things have happened that have changed my perspective of what I'm doing here, Reza and those who sent me. Is that a bad thing? I don't know yet. At the very least, though, I can't say that I've done what I believe was right. Oh, I can say, but sorry. You should be careful with rhetoric like that. I flubbed that line up twice. What do you mean? That kind of talk makes it very easy to justify any means when it serves the right cause, whatever that may be. The more important thing is, have you done anything that you might regret? Oh yeah, loads. That's why I use porn. No matter what you think, keep in mind that you may be held accountable for your actions by others or even yourself. I know, they're all dicks that way. Don't just do something because you think it's for the right reasons. Do it when you are aware of the possible consequences as well. I'm trying on that one. You're right, I have no way of knowing what my actions will amount to once I return. I have to speak very quickly because I did the first time I did this. Do you really wish to go back home? If I didn't, it would only serve to strain the relationship we've been trying to build with your people here, which is something that could be elementary for our survival. Besides, I didn't do it for those who reign over the city back home, or those who might have wanted to betray me. Let's not forget that even under the worst regimes, there are just normal people trying to survive too. If I have the power to make a difference for them, wouldn't it be right for me to just leave them in order to seek my own happiness? That's exactly the kind of thing you were talking about, right? In the end, we all have to make our own decisions. If I leave them behind, then I'll leave them to people like Reza and those who sent me here. So, fuck them. What would you want to do? Overthrow them? I don't even have the competence picture myself right now, or complete picture. How could I even consider what to do given what I know? What I do know, though, is that if I don't do what they expect of me, there will be consequences. Maybe I'll just have to wait and see. That's not an option right now. Reza is still out there, armed and dangerous. He has a gun, you know, with 6 bullets. Do you think that's a matter better left to our police force? It could be very dangerous for you to interfere. I already have. It's far too late to reconsider. I've already been tangled up in this too much. Besides, I can't stop now. I'm too addicted. Don't forget how many people he's killed already. He won't hesitate to do so again in order to reach his goal. Neither will this chick called the administrator, but we'll gloss over that. In the end, it's my duty to stop him. If I don't, how would you people look at humanity? How could I face you again knowing that my negligence caused suffering and loss for others here if I just stopped now? I wish I could be as brave as you. don't think bravery has anything to do with it. He must be stopped one way or another, mostly with stupidity. I know, just be careful, alright? I'll try. I'll try for you, Remy. We've been here for quite a while now. How about I walk you back to your apartment? But what about the festival? Well, if you still want to go, we could watch the big fireworks show together in a few days. That's an idea. Alright, let's do that. I watched Remy as he got up again, stretching himself in a way that reminded me of a cat before he prepared to leave again. Sexy cat. Sexy, sexy cat. Oh, you're still here. How's business? As expected, people always get hungry at these events eventually, and then I make money off them. It's called capitalism. Prey on basic instincts. Can I offer you some meatballs? No thanks, I'm quite full of my earlier helping. We're not going to bow down to your capitalism. How about you, Rambler? A tempting offer, but we're just about to call it a day. I have plenty of balls at home. I see. Are you going to watch the big fireworks at the end of the festival? Hopefully. We shall see. That's the plan. Be sure not to miss it. You haven't seen anything until you see the fireworks. Ooh, those lovely fireworks. I've already seen it though, but still. That's what everyone keeps telling me, but I already have seen them. We should probably get going. Have a good day then. You too. Bye. Back at the house we go. And here we are again. Indeed. Do you want to clean out my bathroom cabinet as well or something? That's a good one. Gave me a big sigh. You know how I feel. I guess I just wanted to make the most of this day. Speaking of which, I've never actually seen you without your tie. Well, actually. Dun-dun-dun. How about now? So dashing. So sexy. You are pretty cute, you know that? Look at that, straight in there. Is it just a term of endearment or are you actually serious? I'm serious. Deadly sexy serious. He looked at me, hesitating, then he took a step forward, his head slowly moving towards my own. Oh, we're gonna go for a nerdy kiss. How romantic. And I look away. Now I kiss. Of course I kiss. Don't be stupid. We met and my arms enveloped his neck as our lips touched. For a few seconds we were closer than ever before. During the kiss he used a lot more tongue than I expected. Just after we parted he finished by giving me a small lick on the cheek. How was that? That was unique for sure, but very good. Maybe I shouldn't wear the tie anymore if this is what happens when I take it off. Actually, I think you should keep it. Really? Yeah, it looks so good on you. That's how suave we are. Well, if you say so. Anyway, it's getting late, so I should probably get going now. Don't forget about the fireworks. Oh, for sure. I'll see you then. Until we meet again, darling. Thank you for everything. Yeah, we don't actually do any sexual intercourse with him. We just kiss him and that's that. So, interesting. Another free day. Yay, me. So, yeah, and that's as far as I got, basically. So, that's about it, really, post-commentary-wise. I mean, there's I think about another minute more of me rambling about anything that I've skipped through the video, not with me post-commentarying, but just in the video when I was skipping through a lot of things like, you know, searching the police station records and the building plans and all that sort of stuff. I think I was just saying if there was anything I skipped that I haven't seen before, like in a previous video, and I've completely forgotten because it's been a month, then, you know, let me know in the comment section and I can always go back and do that again in detail for the next video, like at the beginning, before we carry on with the story. So, yeah, next time we'll carry on and finish off Remy's story, see how that ends, and then finally we'll actually be able to do Aline or Dean's or whatever whatever that girl's name is. I'll never know that girl's name until eventually we actually do the story, because I've heard it's very good and we're going to do it in detail. And we won't have to mess around with anybody else's because we've never seen her story from the beginning, so it'll be a very, very thorough take on it. So can I say thank you very much for watching if you have done. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So take it easy, have a good one, hope you're well, and hopefully in the next video everything's working, my microphone's working, and we'll be good. So until then, bye for now, and take it easy again.